everyone, I'm Dr. H, and this is Tiny Pencil Pedagogy, where we look at some specifics about exercises for the violin or the viola and how you can improve your technique by focusing on the details. So the exercise I wanted to go through today is called Walking Fingers. You can find the Walking Fingers exercise in Suzuki Viola Book 2. You can also find a similar exercise in Dr. Suzuki's book, Quint Etudes for the Violin. And then also practicing the violin or the viola by Louis Kiedman. There's a variation as well. So I like to use the one from the Suzuki Viola book, and it's a pattern. So I usually teach my students by ear and just show them how it goes, and then from there we can do some variations. So the basic exercise starts on the lowest string, so I'm on a viola, so this would be the C string, and we're going to take open 1 and play it twice just for repetition's sake. Then we move to the next string and play the same thing. Same thing on the D and the A. And then we go backwards, starting on the higher note. Back to D. Back to G. And over to C. So some things that I'm looking for with my students, and I also want to make sure that I'm doing, is that the finger tip should be hitting the string on the thumb side. So if we look at it from this angle, the thumb side is where we want to hit. The other thing that you want to be sure to make sure is happening is that the left elbow swings as you go from the low string to the high string. And lastly, the right arm will also swing. And if I do them together, they swing in parallel motion. So let's go through the first step of the exercise, the open 1, and we'll put it all together. Here we go. Going up the string, so the next finger set is 1, 2, 1, 2. While I place my 2 down, I'm going to keep my 1 on the string. And then I walk my finger to the next string. Walk. Walk. And we play 2, 1. If I keep going, the next set of fingers is 2, 3, and once again I'm going to keep my lower finger down as well as the first finger, so the lower 2 fingers. Walk. Walk. And then lastly, we get to the 3rd to 4th finger. Now, on this, some students might want to lift their first finger just slightly off the string, not all the way, but slightly, to help get the weight transferred onto this side of the hand. So I'm going to lift my finger up just a little bit off the string so I can transfer the weight onto the 3 and 4. this is a really great exercise to use as a warm-up, and there are variations that I have also used to help with left hand technique and then some right hand technique, which I'll show you in the next videos. But it's a really great warm-up exercise, and I highly recommend walking fingers. Hi everybody, welcome back to Tiny Pencil Pedagogy, and we're going to look at a couple of variations for the walking fingers exercise that I just went through in the previous video. So this video will cover some variations that you can do for left hand technique. So we'll cover a few variations for the vertical motion of the fingers, and another technique that we use on the instrument is shifting, and then also vibrato. So as far as fingers go for the vertical motion, you can take the walking fingers exercise and use it to help with trills in a couple different ways. So the first way is that you just flick the finger really quickly off the string. And we want to focus on the off motion a little bit more than the on motion, so we get that nice clear release of the sound. And then you can just keep going like that with the other sets of fingers. You can also reverse it, so you could start on the one on the lower string, and you can keep going like that as well. Another variation that you could use with walking fingers is you could practice with low twos instead of high twos. You can practice with low two, then high two, or you can practice with natural three and then also a high three. So you can just vary the spacing of the fingers. Another variation that you can use is a trill. So you do lots of up downs, etc. Another variation for the left hand is you could skip fingers. So instead of doing just next door fingers, you could do open two. Oh, I did a little bow variation there as well. Or you could do 1 to 3, or 2 to 4, or a low 2 to 4. So those are other possibilities, 1 to 4 as well. Another left hand variation is that you could do overlap bow. You could add a slur for that one. It makes a little bit more sense if you do the slur. You could extend the pattern up one more note, so you could do or several times. Or you could do some shifting. So for shifting, if I'm going to play my 1 to my 2 in the exercise as we learned it before, instead of playing 1 to 2, you could do 1, 1. And we change strings. And then you could do 2 to 2 instead of 2, 3, 3, 2. So you can practice your one finger shifts with this exercise. And then another variation that you could apply is the use of vibrato. So instead of flipping the finger back and forth, you can hold. Or you could also try to practice some continuous vibrato. As you go back and forth between 2 pitches. That's another possibility. So in the next video, we'll look at a couple of bowing variations that you can use with walking fingers. Hi everyone, this is the 3rd video from Tiny Pencil Pedagogy about walking fingers. In this video, I'm going to take you through a couple of possible bowing variations that you can use. The first one is slurs, which I showed you a little bit in the last video. You can slur 2. You could slur 3. That one's nice because you're changing down bow on one string and up bow on another string. You can slur 4. You can slur 8. And then to extend on that, we could take the slurs and we can turn them into slurred staccato. So let's say I'm going to do 4. Or I could do 8 slurred staccato. I could use portato, same thing, I could do 4, 6, 8. And I could also get onto the string a little bit more. I could practice my martelé. And then I can get off the string as well. So I could do some spiccato. And I could do some sautier. I could try ricochet. So there's lots of different ways that you could use the bow. The other thing that you might want to try with the bow is that the triplets, alternating triplets, will catch the bow on a different bow direction. So if we wanted to do spiccato, for example, and then I change my bow direction up, down, up, and then down, up, down. So that gets the bow to work in a slightly different fashion. You can also start the entire exercise up bow, so that we're not getting into the habit of starting everything down bow. That's really good for the brain. And then finally you can play in different parts of the bow. So we could play just the frog. I could practice my collet at the frog. I could be in the middle, which I've been playing at the middle for most of this exercise. Or we could take the bow out to the tip as well. And practice sustaining a big loud sound at the tip of the bow. So I hope that gives you some ideas about walking fingers variations. I will put a PDF, sort of a summary of all of the variations below in the comments so that you can download it if you wish. And I will also put the references for where I find the walking fingers, which books they come out of, in case you'd like to get those on your own. So good luck!